let's proceed to the familiarization of Matlab interface. As you click on the Matlab icon, this layout will appear on your screen. Okay? As you noticed, we have three windows available. So one is the current folder, in which you have the access to all the folders and files. So in this case, I use my desktop, and my current folder is Matlab. And then below is the workspace. So workspace holds all the used variables, or all the variables that you're going to use for your activity in Matlab. And then the command window, in this window, this is where you type all the equations that you'll be doing and evaluating using Matlab. Okay, so let's have an example. 5 plus 5, enter. Notice, we have the default variable a and s. Okay, so a and s also is reflected to your workspace window. Okay, so it is reflected also here. Okay, so whatever variable that you'll be using in the command window is going to be reflected on your workspace panel. Okay, so let's have another variable. So x is equal to 7, and then y is equal to 8. Okay, notice also that every time you type, as you press enter, it displays what you've previously typed. Okay, now to hide that, you have to make use of the semicolon symbol. So we all know that in other programming languages, semicolon signifies the end of the statement. However, in Matlab, semicolon only suppresses and hides the output of the Matlab expression. Okay, so if we have another example, z is equal to 10, and then let's place a semicolon, press enter. So notice that as you press enter, z is equal to 10 is not repeatedly displayed. Okay, also notice that all of our used variables in the command window are now reflected on your workspace panel or workspace window. Okay, now in Matlab, there are mathematical symbols which is not supported by Matlab. So like the square root, we do not have the symbol of square root in Matlab. So instead, we type SQRT. So SQRT, so for example, square root of 16, and then enter. So there. Another example is pi. So that is pi. And then the infinity, so we do not have the symbol of infinity, so we make use of I and F. Okay, so I and F. Okay, now if it is not a number, then Matlab displays NaN. Okay, so those are some of the mathematical symbols that are not supported by Matlab. So we use other keywords instead. Okay, now if your workspace has already displayed a lot of variables, and you want to know what are the variables that you can still use, you use the function who, and it will display all the variables that you've used in the entire activity. Okay, now if you want to know the detailed description of each variable, so you type whos. Okay, now if you want to clear a particular variable because you no longer need it, so for example, you do not need the variable x, so you want to delete it on the workspace and in the command window, so you just type clear x. So notice The x variable here is already deleted, and same goes with this one. Okay, now if you want to clear the whole command window, so you type clear. I'm sorry, if you want to clear the workspace, you type clear, and then if you want to clear the whole command window, you type CLC. Okay, now let's proceed with vectors. So for vectors, we have two. We have row and column vectors. Now, how are we going to write row vector? So example, R is equal to, and then all the digits that comprises the vectors must be enclosed with square brackets. Okay, so let's have 7, 8, 9, and 10. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then enclose with square brackets. Press enter, and it will display the row vector consists of 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, now for column vector, so we have example C equals, again use square brackets, same value, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then press enter. So what happened? So it's still a row vector. Now, to be able to create a column vector out of it, so you have to separate the digits by semicolon. So let's have another one. D, and then square brackets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then press enter. Now there is your column vector. Okay. Now if you want to interchange row to column and column to row, then all you have to do is to add apostrophe at the end of the closed square brackets. So by the way, if you want to view all your previously typed in the command window, just press the up arrow key. So like that. Okay. Now, let's add apostrophe. Okay, for the column vector. So, when we press enter, it now becomes a row vector. Okay. Now, if you want the row vector to become a column, so again, press the up arrow key, and then place an apostrophe. So, the previously our row vector is now a column vector. Okay. Now, since we already know how to create row and column vectors, let's proceed with creating matrices. So, if you're asked to do a 3 by 3 matrix, so how are you going to do it? So, again, enclose with square brackets. So, let's have the first row, and then separated by semicolon. Second row, and then again separated by semicolon, and then the last row, and then enclosed with square brackets. Okay, and then press enter. So again, first row 1, 2, 3, second row 4, 5, 6, and the last row 7, 8, and 9. Again, if you want to interchange row to column and column to row, just add apostrophe at the end of the closed square bracket. Okay, so just add apostrophe, and column now becomes row. Okay, so column becomes row. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening.